Last video I showed you how I did the electronics for this thing, and this video I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to make the boat itself. Well, I've already 3D printed part of the hull here. This is the left hull of the catamaran. I had to print it in 2 parts. Except past me is wrong. I did not have to print it in 2 parts. In fact, 1 part would have worked fine, and that's what I did for the other side of the hull. Alright, I have just started printing the right hull of the boat, and this time it should be 1 unibody. Look at that printer go. Isn't it nice? Here we're quite fast now, isn't it? It's sped up. There it goes. And the right side of the boat is done printing. Quite beautiful, isn't it? Took a couple tries to do, but I think it turned out just fine. Yeah, just pop it off right there. Love how that feels. Always nice. And there it is. It's just finished printing. You may have wondered what was wrong with the other one, right? I have 3 now. Well, the other one had a problem with weight, so this one should fix it. You may notice that the top is actually gray, and that's because when I printed it, it ran out of filament, so I just swapped out some gray filament into it. Pretty cool that the pushers can do that. So according to my buoyancy calculations, all of these parts have to make it under 1 pound, or else the boat's just gonna sink. If it makes it over 1 pound, then I'm just gonna have to make it a trimaran. A trimaran is a boat with 3 hulls, usually 1 big one in the middle, and 2 smaller ones on the side, which helps both with buoyancy in my case, and extra stability. You can see I'm measuring them here, and yeah, they go way over 1 pound, so that is an issue. And yeah, just the boat themselves is half a pound. Yeah, so, and the electronics, they're half a pound, plus, taking into account the masts and everything else, so I had to make it a trimaran. Alright, so this is my model for the middle of the boat because it's a trimaran, and so I'll still be using the white parts as just the 2 outer parts of the boat. And you may notice that there are actually holes inside my hull, and what that is that's a sewer or drain system. And if you remove the middle or top cover, you can see that it has a bunch of perforated holes, and they're all connected up using the sewer system, basically. And what that's supposed to do is help the electronics that are inside this layer not get wet if there's any water that comes in, because they'll just drain into the holes. I also plan to put epoxy resin all over the boat as a way to waterproof it, because obviously you don't want water getting into the boat and getting at the electronics, or even just going into the boat and sinking it. So I'll be using in boat epoxy resin, and what's also good about that is that my boat is going to be printed in PLA, which is porous, and so the resin's going to be able to go into the PLA itself and soak into the plastic that my boat is made of. This is the first part of my main hull. Quite big, isn't it? That last video clip you saw right there, it's been a week since then. Yeah, putting the epoxy on this boat has been quite challenging. You see, it's beautiful right now, but it hasn't been beautiful for me or the process because you're not here to watch me or listen to me complain about how hard it is to pour resin. So I'm just gonna say that I've resined up all the parts. It was a challenge, but I did it. So yeah, all the parts are good and shiny now, and look how they shine, right? Now we got a top part which is on the floor right now, and you can see, and that is what covers the boat itself, and you can see the gutter system I was talking about on the inside of the boat. Here what I have is the back part of the boat. It fits in here, and the front part of the boat, which fits like this, and they'll make sure that there's no water coming through, because I'll use waterproof tape to cap them off, and that way they'll keep the water from coming into this lid. I will have the servo motors in here, and obviously this is going to be the mast. As you can notice right now, the mast is a bit short, which is because I planned for this mast to be more than 2 times longer, but as I'm testing it, because I'm going into the water tomorrow,
No, you
I
are
just
not.
want it to be a small mast so that it doesn't tip over or anything, and I can see how much it tips under the wind, and if I decide that I can go bigger, I'll go for a mast that's much bigger. But right now, tiny mast. And now we'll look at the rudder. This is the rudder that's going to be on the boat, and it's going to be secured using this rod, which I'm going to cut down, but I haven't done yet. And the rudder fits a little bit like this. There. So this is the boat with the rudder. It's flopping around because there's no servo motor to control it. And yeah, the servo motor is going to be here and here. Boat stop going to be on here. And obviously, not a mono boat with a mono hull. It's a trimaran. So we got these guys over here. Come on. Yeah, these guys. Which are our hulls. Our separate hulls. And what they're going to do is keep the boat stable so it doesn't tip too much, and keep it afloat if there's a huge load on it. Although, with my estimations, there won't be too much of an issue about it floating.
In this video, I built the boat, and in the next video, I'm going to rig up the electronics that I showed you in the first video. Alright, goodbye.